Hello everyone, and welcome to Windchill Studio 11 Advanced 2 training. I am Miia from ADSOTECH, your Windchill partner in the Nordics, and I'm here to guide you through our 3 training packages, Basic, Advanced 1, and 2. These packages are designed for new Windchill users with a developer license. We are now in the Advanced 2 training package, which includes cell-based mapping, conditions, long texts, and making scripts available for the runner users. This is the first portion of that package, where we will concentrate on scripts that work with an Excel input form, something we call cell-based mapping. Let's dive in. With cell-based mapping, we are able to create user-friendly forms in Excel. We are no longer talking about mass uploads, but rather single document entries to SAP. Most often, the cell-based mapping is used for creating documents with header data and line items, whenever there's a need to simplify the entry of a single document, and not upload multiple documents at one time. The Excel form is created by mapping the header data fields to specific Excel cells, and line item fields, so anything within a loop, are mapped to Excel columns to give space to list the required line items. To create an Excel form and use cell-based mapping, the recording phase remains the same. Still, a loop is used to be able to handle a varying number of line items, and we need to follow the recording tips that were covered in the loop section of Advanced 1 training. Once the recording is done, there are 2 things that should be done before creating the loop. First, switch to cell mapping in the map menu, and then open your existing Excel template. The point of creating a form is to make the data entry as easy and user-friendly as possible, and therefore we recommend that you always design the form first, before starting to record the script. This way you can concentrate on the form itself and then add the script to finalize the functionality. After switching from column mapping to cell mapping and having the correct Excel template open, you can define the loop. As discussed in Advanced 1 training, find the repeating pattern in the script and select one section of that pattern, that is, one full line item. Click Create Loop. In the pop-up, you should select Specify Row Range, and then give the line numbers of the Excel lines where you want to have your line items. Most often, we want the form to have the header data up top and the line items below that. So therefore, we specify the row from which the line item data starts. You don't have to specify the end row for the line items. You can simply leave the end row value as 0, which means you can have line items running through to the end of the Excel sheet. Now that the loop is defined, the other line items that were recorded need to be disabled. This is again something that needs to be done and considered every time a loop is created, whether the loop is for mass uploading or a single entry. Now go to Basic View and do your drag and drop. Remember to drag the header data fields from specific Excel cells. That is the cell for the actual data input. Line item data needs to be dragged from the correct column, and it makes no difference from which line in that column, as you have already defined the start row, and at this point, Windchill only makes a reference to the column. That concludes the first portion of our Advanced 2 package for Visual Studio 11. Please join me in the next part, which will cover adding if conditions to your script, so making the script a little more dynamic. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining.